Absetzen. The glosses for Absetzen talk about using it as an invitation. So you're presenting an opening to invite a specific attack, which you then can bind across and counter thrust very quickly because you're expecting that attack. Doing it eyes open without anticipating the attack becomes very difficult timing-wise. So it's much easier to do when you're drawing a predictable action from your opponent. Something which is important, especially about ring X Absetzen against thrusts, is that you need to. It's much easier when you begin with your initial guard with your sword clearly to one side. This draws the attack only on one side of the weapon, which means you can act just on the beginning of their thrust as opposed to having to read the line their thrust is in. If I'm trying to do Absetzen from here, I might need to counter thrust on either side. By starting here, I draw a thrust on the left of my weapon and can instantly bind across it very reliably. Plays of Absetzen, one against a thrust and one against a cut. Against a thrust, he says start in fluke with an opening on your left side. So I'm here, as I noted, my point is out to Shani's left, so her thrust will come towards the left of my blade. As she thrusts, I drive to the other fluke with a step out. Importantly, I'm not thrusting forwards, I'm driving my hilt across and planting the point. And I have straight arms, or straight-ish arms, which gives me a strong structure to resist any force she tries to push into my blade with. Point in the throat, offset the hilt, step this direction to clear the line very reliably. Everything's great. Against a cut, it's a very similar setup. He says to start from the left, so I tend to start from the left with the point again drifting over to Shani's left, like this. This invites her to step round and cut at my head, stepping away from my point, cutting at my head, step back. When I do this, because I'm expecting the attack to come on this side, I can turn into it, punching the hilt up, and place the point in the face. Bang. Again, straight arms, or relatively straight arms, are important, because this is what provides resistance against the incoming cut. If I have bent arms, and she cuts powerfully, my sword collapses over my head. As far as winding goes, turning the long edge into the blade. So, against a thrust, the long edge comes into the blade, into the opponent's blade. This puts the cross in the way of the opponent's cut, or in the way of the opponent's thrust. Similarly here, coming up, long edge into the blade. Long edge into the blade. And it's a single step action, point goes in, but thinking about it in terms of two steps. First, close, then deliver. First, close, then deliver. Otherwise, there's a risk of going straight forward and getting cut on the hands or thrust in the body because you haven't adequately closed before you thrust.
So what is it that protects your hands during this? It's the position of the crossguard and the fact that you're holding your hands out from your body?
Keeping the hands well out creates a steeper angle with their sword, which prevents it wrapping over the crossguard. And engaging with the edge means that the crossguard is guaranteed to be in position to offset their blade. Engaging with the flat allows their blade to run down.